Good morning, everybody. This is Amista coming at you with some messages for tomorrow, which will be October the 25th, and a little bit of Reiki later. And then after that, we'll be answering any kind of questions that you guys may have for whoever shows up. This is announced. Oops. There must be an ad there. October the 25th. Technical issues, guys. So that I can see the chat, I actually have to have the window open as if I'm viewing. And so I usually mute that first so that it doesn't mess with me. Reiki time will be after predictions, Ms. Chris Pratis. Hello, welcome. Glad to see you here. How are you this morning? So now that we've got technical issues taken care of, let me go ahead and start with predictions for October the 25th. We're going to go in the usual order that we go in, and then we'll do Reiki later. So for Aries, for tomorrow, what I feel for you, I feel like you guys have a lot of enthusiasm tomorrow. There's something that you're all fired up about. You can't wait to get into or to do. I feel like there's something definitely that you're looking forward to tomorrow. I don't know that it's necessarily actually happening tomorrow, but I think whatever it is, you're very excited about it. And I think from the excitement level I'm feeling, if it's not tomorrow, it's something that's happening very, very soon, maybe even as soon as this weekend. And you are just over the moon about it tomorrow on the news. And Mr. Aries, hello there, Dee Dee. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm glad to hear that you are good, Chris. Okay, looking at Taurus. Let's take a peek. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Very grounded, very earthy, very much aware of what's going on right now is what I'm feeling for you, Taurus. Tomorrow may be a day when if you're going to manifest something, you have to really focus on thinking about what it is that you would like to have in the future. Use a little tricky phrase I like to use, which is, wouldn't it be nice if... That's like the best manifesting phrase I know. That might come in really handy for you tomorrow because I think, Taurus, on the 25th, you're going to be really focused on what is right in front of you at the moment rather than what the things you are that you could bring in the manifestation. So it's going to be really easy for you guys to be looking around and being a little bit dissatisfied for a lot of you if you let yourself go down that route. Gemini, 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 Gemini. What do we have coming in for Gemini? Gemini, I think you're having a fun day on Wednesday. I know Wednesday is typically a work day for the majority of people, but this feels like a fun day. There are some things going on that you are enjoying. I don't know that that's taking over most of the day, but it's definitely taking over enough of the day that you're getting some good satisfaction and contentment, if not a good laugh out of it, Gemini. I feel like there's some kind of practical jokes going on around the office. Are you at Aries, Chris? You're all excited? Okay, so Cancer, looking at Cancer for the 25th. What do we have for you guys? Smooth sailing. I feel like you're right in your groove. You're in your routine. You're feeling like you're getting the progress that you want moving forward. I feel like things are happening in a slow, steady progression for you is what it feels like on Wednesday. So satisfied with where things are going. Haven't met the end goal with whatever it is that you're focused on just yet, but satisfied with how things are going. Things are going smoothly. There's not a lot of obstacles or roadblocks happening. Things are right on track, right on plan for you on Wednesday. Marcy Bonds, good morning, good morning, good morning. Glad to see you here again, my dear. Okay, Leos for the 25th. Leos. I'm seeing this blazing inferno of a bonfire, guys. Like, I don't know. I haven't been to a lot of bonfires except for when I was stationed in Alaska. We had bonfires and we would take these pallets and we would pile them up, lean them up against each other, and the flames would be absolutely huge. And this is what I'm seeing for you guys for tomorrow. I don't believe that that's a literal thing. Like, I'm not expecting, well, maybe some of you will be going to bonfires. Actually, it is getting to be fall in my part of the world, but I think this really has to do more with where you are emotionally, that there's a lot of energy around a project, a lot of energy around a relationship. For most of you, this is going to be around a relationship that you're just feeling really like this thing is kind of consuming all of your thought and all of your emotional space and energy right now is all the excitement and the enthusiasm, the passion, the energy around this. For most of you, a relationship. For others of you, it'll be a project. But I think definitely the huge majority of this will be about a relationship. Maybe 20% of you, it's going to be about a project you're excited on, and you just have so much enthusiasm that you really can't hardly think of anything else. Let's see, on the 25th for Virgos. You're not an Aries. What sign are you, Chris? Virgo on the 25th. Virgos, I don't feel like you're going to be feeling exactly like you're at your fullest energy potential on the 25th. I feel like you may not be feeling so hot. I got a picture of just, flatness. You guys may be hanging out on the couch in your pajamas, watching the cartoons or whatever it is that you watch on TV, just chilling. This is the kind of thing that I feel like when somebody's not seriously sick, but not feeling good, maybe like a little stomach thing or a really bad cold. I'm actually leaning more towards some kind of stomach thing, but you guys may not be feeling 100% up to snuff on Wednesday. I'm also hearing that it's just temporary. It's nothing to worry about. It's just a temporary thing. And some of my more humorous spirit guides, one of them just said, enjoy the break. Which kind of reminds me, sometimes if we work too hard, our bodies will say, that's enough. You're not going to take a break? We'll help you. Here, we're just not cooperating. So that may be what's going on with you guys. It might be time to take a break. Oh, you're a Cancer? Okay, gotcha. Libras. Also pay attention to your rising and your moon signs too, Chris. Those can be very helpful in giving you information. Libra, 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 what do we have for you? Libra, 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 what do we have for you? I feel like on Wednesday you're really going to be thinking something over and trying to decide where you land on it. I see a picture of the scales for you, and they're just kind of, what are the pros? What are the cons? What outweighs what here? For some of you, this is going to be about relationship. I don't feel like that's the majority of you. I don't feel like there is a majority. I think we've got a pretty even split between relationship, between work issues, and between some kind of thing that you've been doing in your spare time. So for some of you, it's going to be about relationships. For some of you, it's going to be about something going on at work. And for others of you, it's going to be about how you're filling your spare time. If you're really happy with what you're doing with your spare time, or if you think maybe it's time to adjust that. So definitely doing some consideration, weighing the pros and cons about some issue in your life and working on, you're adjusting here. You're weighing these pros and cons because you're ready to make an adjustment, ready to make a change so that you can be in a more productive, more happiness-making place, Libra. Okay, Scorpio is my sign. Ooh, why do I have a heaviness in my chest as soon as I say Scorpio? La da 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 da. What are you saying, Chris? Trying to read your thing. I gotta scoot my screen over. Oh, the person you were talking about, that's your son was a person, past person in your life. Gotcha. Okay. Now I see what we're doing here. Okay, so let's take a peek at Scorpios. Scorpios, I hate to say it, I have a real tightness in my chest as soon as I say the word Scorpio. And I don't think it's just because I'm a Scorpio and I always kind of am like, what's going to come up for me? I think there is a certain amount of tension that we're going to be dealing with on Wednesday that's going to be a little bit more than the norm for us. To me, this feels like this probably has to do with some kind of relationship issue, or if not an actual relationship issue, then it has to do with something that someone we're close to is going through that is making us tense, or that they're doing that's making us tense, that, you know, is not necessarily directly tied to the relationship itself, but, you know, it could be that maybe we think they're doing something incredibly not smart. And so we're a little bit tense because we know we can't say anything to them because they're just going to get defensive or something along those lines. It doesn't have to be an actual, like, oh, our relationship's in trouble type thing. But I do feel, like I said, there's a lot of tenseness, and it is around somebody that we're close to on Wednesday, the 25th. Okay, let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I've got a vision of you guys kind of like half floating, half swimming on top of a nice, really, really nice pool of water. I think that you guys are in a really nice place emotionally on Wednesday. Calm and peaceful, satisfied, happy, and really just in a good place. And I feel like, you know, you feel like you've kind of almost fallen into this good place. I feel like, you know, there's a little bit of work. You're half floating, half swimming. There is a little bit of effort to maintaining this headspace for you, but I'm really in a nice sweetness place. That little bit of effort is way worth it from what I can see. Moving on to Capricorn. What do we have for you guys? What I'm hearing is you have a busy, interesting day, Capricorn, on the 25th. There's a lot of stuff going on. There are some things where you're putting out a few little fires, but there's a lot happening at work. There's a lot happening in your personal life. This is going to be a day of just running, running to keep up with everything that you're supposed to be keeping up with. And I feel like it's an invigorating day. I mean, you will be tired at the end of it, absolutely. But I feel like there are some really good things going on that are keeping you running. And so I think this is going to be a very good, very active, very interesting day for you, Capricorn. Aquarius, the 25th. Let's see. Aquarius, you're definitely going to be doing something different, changing up the routine, getting out of whatever the norm has been lately. The vision that I was given whenever I was looking at Aquarius is, you know, a little like a 35-gallon aquarium, and just all of a sudden just being shattered and the fish going free. Now I know that doesn't work in any kind of practical way because the fish would die, but as far as vision wise, because things are in a vision are very much like things in a dream. They don't always go together the way we normally would see them. This was the fish being set free. You guys are the water bearer. So I think that, you know, the breaking of the Aquarius is the breaking of the routine and the old molds and the old boundaries and restrictions that have been on you. And now you are breaking out away from those on Wednesday. And yes, you are doing this. I feel like you broke the aquarium intentionally. Okay. All right. So looking at Pisces. Pisces, what do we have coming up for you? That's interesting. Pisces, I have you watching some Aquarius break out of that aquarium. I want to feel into this a little bit more. It seems to me, it feels like a very detached type of watching somebody break out of their aquarium or out of their boundaries or their restrictions. So I feel like this is you watching in sort of a detached way. For some of you, this could be that your child is an Aquarius and they're breaking out, and you're watching the situation and looking and waiting to see where it goes. For some of you, this could be a significant other, and you're watching your Aquarius do some serious heavy-duty growth and breaking out of his old limit or her old limitations and restrictions, and once again, watching to see where it goes. I really would like to see what else is coming up for Pisces, because I would like to think that your whole day is not centered around somebody else. So let me see what else I can get here. Pisces, okay, so as this is going on, you do have your own life, and it feels to me like your life is very full on Wednesday as well. It's not like you're just chilling, just being a lurker watching this person live their life. You're just seeing this as part of your life, as part of somebody that you interact with. For some of you, this is going to be somebody at work, but you do have a very full day yourself on Wednesday with everything that you normally do. And then a lot of you have some social things going on Wednesday as well. Okay, so that is predictions, and let's move on to Reiki. As Kay Prada said earlier, Reiki time. Now, this Reiki is going to be for, I'm setting the intention for whatever is for the highest and best interest for those of you who are receiving it. You don't have to be here at this moment to receive it. If you watch this video later, you can still receive the Reiki. It's all about setting that intention to receive it, because energy is not limited by time or by space. And so that's why the Reiki can really work for you, even if you're not in the same room with me and at the same time as me. Okay, you have the option to adjust the intention. So if you have something particular that you would like the Reiki to go in and start working on, what Reiki does is it finds the root of whatever your issue is that you want it to work on, and it will start to dissolve that. You're only getting 5 minutes here, so this is like the super, super, super tiny micro Reiki session. A normal Reiki session with me is an hour long. But I think even with 5 minutes, the Reiki is really powerful. You guys will be able to notice a difference. It may not be, the whole thing. It'll be a taste of Reiki anyway. And so if you would like to set the intention for something specific, you're more than welcome to do that. And the Reiki will target that particular thing for you. Things that Reiki are good for. They're good. I've had great success with clients with Reiki for financial situation improvement, emotional situation improvement, mental instability situation improvement, relationship improvement. What else? Body improvement. Like if you're having pains in your body, or if you're sick or you're ill in your body, this is really good for that. So I think that covers it all. Anything else that you can think of. Also, if you just need stress relief, Reiki is awesome for that. So let me get this going here, guys. Okay, so I'm starting to send the Reiki now. We'll stop in about 5 minutes. For those of you who are watching this video, whether it's live or whether it's later, you may be feeling things in your body as the Reiki comes to you. If you are, where you're feeling things a lot of times can be an indicator of what the Reiki energy is actually working on and what kind of energy shifts are happening. And then we can also sort of get an idea of where those energy shifts are going to be affecting your life too many times. So if you guys want to share anything that you're feeling, that's great. If you don't, I'm just going to be quiet now while I send the rest of this energy. Somebody out there is taking a lot of energy in their knees. And when you take energy in your knees, that can mean a couple of things. First of all, you may have knee issues, like physical knee issues that need help. And also that can mean that you're having a hard time being flexible and going with the flow in life. And so this can be removing some of those blockages to help you do that a little bit better. For some of you, I'm feeling energy going into the calves and down into the ankles as well. The ankles also have to do with flexibility. They have to do with flexibility in your direction in life. So this would be more of going with the flow as far as maybe you have plans to do a certain thing, and then something comes up that kind of messes that up, you have choices there. Then you can try to get back on track later, or you can just go in the whole new direction. So whenever we have energy going into the ankles, if you don't have arthritis in the ankles or a sprained ankle or, something physically going on with the ankles, then this can be all about finding that way to just flow with the new directions and not let those things stress you out. Um, for others of you, I am feeling the feet. I feel like there's a lot of arthritis issues out there that are picking up on this. You guys may not be in the room right now. This may be later, but definitely from the knees on down. Now, feet have to do directly with the direction that we choose to go with our lives. What are we choosing to do with our days? What are we choosing to accomplish? What is the legacy that we are leaving? So feet have to do with finding our direction, finding our purpose, walking the good red road, as some of the Native Americans say, finding the path to the good red road and getting on it. Some of you, I'm feeling, are really drawing a lot of energy in the base chakra. And in the base chakra, that's going to be right around where your tailbone is, basically. And what it impacts and what influences it, what it has a relationship with, is your sense of security. And so, sense of security has to do with your home, your how you make a living, where your money comes from, where your material goods come from. Also has to do with your family, your relationships with a significant other, whether you've tied the knot or not. Many times will influence and be influenced by the base chakra. So there's a lot of that going on. There's just a lot of energy in in the legs and the knees especially. It just kind of seems to be hanging out there. You have a bad knee and you're not very flexible. Yeah, those things tend to go together. Because usually when we have a physical situation, there's a spiritual situation behind it. Um, I'm of the personal belief that our physical uh, manifestation is really just a shadow of our spiritual lives. And so when we have these physical issues, then that's a sign of some kind of blockage or some place where our spirit could use some help at that level. And then once the spirit gets cleared up and is in good shape, a lot of times the body will follow suit. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes, guys. Let me go ahead and wrap that up. Not everybody does this when they do Reiki, but for me, when I send Reiki, at the end of it, I like to just blow on my hands as the signal that, okay, I'm done channeling the Reiki to other people now. And I don't know of anybody else who does it. That's just kind of my thing, my way of signaling. The person who taught me Reiki, what she does is she runs her hands under cold water to stop the flow. But obviously, when I'm on camera, that's not an option. So blowing is kind of my thing. So now we've still got like 6 minutes left. I like to be here about half an hour in the mornings and hang out with you guys. So we've got about 6 minutes left. If anybody has questions for me, we can answer questions about Reiki, answer questions about readings or being psychic or expanding abilities, or sometimes I have good homeopathic recipes for help with like illnesses. Not that I'm the expert. Dee Dee would probably be more the expert here for that, actually, being a herbalist. I'm not quite sure how you say that. And whatever else you guys want to talk about. If you guys have a simple question that I can, just look into for you really quickly, I don't mind doing that here. Probably not going to answer anything that's super complicated. That would take a lot of time because I want to leave time for other people to ask questions as well. But we can take a look at some pretty simple things if you want. So what do you guys want to talk about? I am thinking about the seasons changing and how winter is coming. All the leaves are off the trees in my little front yard that I can see out this window when I've got the shade open. And I'm like, no. Very cool, Chris. Which reminds me, today is the first session of my first ever Reiki 1 class. I'm so excited. So are you going to take classes? Good, good, Chris. How do you know if you're receiving Reiki? Well, you set the intention that you're receiving it, and you are. Intention is so, so, so important in any kind of energy work that you do or that you participate in. So when we set an intention to do something regarding energy, that is the parameter that we are operating in. So we have set the boundary, we have set that restriction. So if you say, I am receiving Reiki as Amista sends it, if you say that, or even if you think that in your mind, that's setting the intention. And once you've set that intention, it comes. Period. Thank you, Chris. I am very excited too. And my mom's in the class, so I'm a little nervous. And my best friend since I was 7 years old. A little nervous. So a lot of times when people receive Reiki, they don't feel anything. They just don't. And that's okay. But also a lot of times when people receive energy, they actually feel different things in their bodies. And there's no real normal for what you may feel, because each person is in a different place and each person needs a different thing, a different route undone. So there's not really a normal sensation that you have when you're feeling Reiki. Some people just feel calm and peaceful. Some people feel like they're being tickled. Some people have pain in the place that really needs to heal before it actually heals, and then it feels fine. So it's always different. Dee Dee, I have found that when I do these videos, there's usually massive amounts of energy flowing out of my hands, even when my hands aren't on camera, because I just have them like on the table when I'm doing these videos. But there are massive amounts of energy, and I'm sure that you are definitely pulling. I am also sure that there are a lot of other people pulling that aren't watching right now, but that will watch later and have something specific that they need. You felt warmth for you, Chris Promise? Yeah. Did you feel it in any particular place, or did you feel it all over your body? I love it that you are greedy with your intentions. That's perfect. I do this because I really want to help people, so be as greedy as you want. The base and the back. Okay. The back is interesting. Do you have back issues that you feel like it was working on? Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. Because the energy will move on a person, and as it's moving on each person, you know, there's a lot of energy that you feel when you're doing a video like this, because there's quite frankly, there's a lot going out. But I still try to notice like where I'm feeling the majority of the energy so that I can tell you guys, you know, what I'm getting in. For those of you who can feel that that's happening in that same part of the body for you, then you've got some clues about, you know, where that energy is shifting for you. That way you can kind of be on the lookout for evidence of it later, because once you have an energy shift, because the energy actually shifts during a Reiki session, once you have that shift, things start changing immediately. Yeah, Reiki is absolutely amazing. I'm a Reiki junkie. I'm a Reiki junkie. I'm a Reiki freak. Mild arthritis on your back. So pay attention to your back today, Chris. See how it feels compared to most days and compared to, you know, what you're doing. with your back compared to most days. I've done a lot of Reiki to my mom for arthritis, and she definitely notices the difference. She has arthritis on like every single joint. It can be really hard for her to walk and stuff. So that's why she's in the class today. That starts today. I'm so excited. So I told her, Mom, you really have to be able to do Reiki for yourself every day. It would help you so much. So that's that story. So pay attention to your back and those crisp cramps and see how it feels. All right, everybody, I have been here 30 minutes. Everyone have a fantastic, fantastic day. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me today and for keeping me company while I was here. I really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you the next time, maybe tomorrow. Peace out.